Hello students, welcome to Crack Grade B online learning platform. Today we have special guest with us, Mr. Pranjal Saxena, who has secured All India rank 7 in NABARD Grade A 2021. So first of all, congratulations to him.
Thank you, sir.
And today he will share his journey to NABARD. So Mr. Pranjal.
Hello everyone. First I will give a brief background about myself. So I belong to Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and I have done my graduation as in pursued BTech Electronics and Communication Engineering from National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar. And thereafter I worked in IT firm for a year, and then my journey for regulatory body exam started. So this was basically my second attempt at NABARD, and last year also I've given mains, but not fortunate enough to clear. This year with the sir's guidance, of course, and with the sheer hard work, I am successful enough to get All India rank 7.
So first question I used to ask every aspirant, those who have taken guidance from us, how did you come to know about us?
Sir, actually I am a very regular user of Telegram, so I came to know about Crack Grade B from Telegram only. Many of my friends that are basically very good friends now, they used to use Crack Grade B material, so they basically insisted me that I should also take your material as your notes were quite crisp and as per the exams demand. So I took your course and started preparing for NABARD last year.
So today we will start with the first phase 1. So
yes,
you will share how did you prepare for the phase 1 exam?
Yes, sir.
Specifically decision making and computer awareness portion students want to know, because many of the students failed in computer awareness, because this time they asked a very difficult question in computer awareness and decision making, as it was first time introduced. So share the details how you.
Yes, sir. Sir, for QRE, first of all, QRE is something like NABARD has made it not compulsory. Basically, it is just qualifying. So you just have to do a little practice some mocks and make your holdover quant reasoning and English. And for that, you can go for any standard mock source of banking exams. QRE, apart from QRE, decision making in computer, this year also it was basically making big game for many, because of the decision making I came to know many of my friends they were not able to clear phase 1 also, but I was fortunate enough because sir basically sent me the PDF. I guess he has uploaded the PDF 2 days or a day before exam, and we basically scrolled that PDF, and I was fortunate enough that 6 questions directly came from that PDF, and I scored 6.5. And for computer also, as my background is in computers, I didn't find it very any difficulty. But for those who don't have any background in computers, I would advise you to go any good source like Aryan book you can go for, and any coaching material. Even Crack Grade B gives you material for that, so you can go for that also. And apart from that, ESI, ARD and GA, these basically are the merit sections. So you have to be very through with these sections. And ESI and ARD are going to be asked in phase 2 also. So for that you have to do the integrated studies. So for that, what I did, I followed the PIB compilations that sir basically used to give us in the course. And apart from that, we used to we used to basically refer to Affairs Cloud. Affairs Cloud is basically a very good source, so we used to refer Affairs Cloud also. And apart from that, we basically any important report if it is coming, then just especially the Government of India reports, you just scroll through PIB directly also. Like sir has given us a compilation, but you can we can basically do it from that source also. Yes, sir.
Okay. So first thing, most of the students have this question in mind, those who are going to start preparation
Yes,
for this. That agriculture background is required for this agriculture and rural development specifically.
Yes.
So what is your take on that?
Sir, when I started preparation in 2020, this was the same question in my mind, and I met few people. One of my friend is Rohit Singh, who basically secured All India rank 2nd. So we have been preparing together from 2020 only. So we also figured out this, and we basically managed to crack this exam without mugging up agriculture very much. All that we need is we should refer the previous year questions, because if you see there are some highlighting parts in the syllabus only, Like if you can see animal husbandry. Apart from that, horticulture is quite important. Agronomy is quite important. You will see the types of soil. There is a regular questions on black soil or different AID things. So and apart from that, very important part is schemes. So if you are going through the current affairs, schemes and basics of these chapters, then I am pretty confident you are going to score a very decent score. In my 2 attempts only, I have secured a decent marks in AID. So I won't say that this exams is meant for only agriculture. Like when I just saw the profile of the selected candidates, 80% of the candidates are those who are not from agriculture background. So I think this exams is quite doable for everybody, sir.
Yeah, and most of them are engineers.
Yes, most of them are engineers. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So one more thing, Mr. Pranjal has secured highest marks in descriptive section. So this question, most of the aspirants, those who are going to appear this year, they usually ask about the descriptive. Many of them are afraid of this subject, descriptive pattern.
Yes, sir.
Since it has been introduced in RBI and NABARD, so most of the students are very much afraid of this, how they will attempt descriptive. But as per my view, it is easier than objective part, because in objective part you have high probability of getting negative marks. But here you have to attempt 4 questions out of 6. So better think about this, Mr. Pranjal will tell.
Sir, I was also in the dilemma because when I last year attempted the descriptive English part, if I talk about, so I scored around 55 to 60 marks, and because of that I fall short and didn't got the interview call. But this year, sir, after I have also written SEBI exam, and in that I secured all India highest marks, that is 77. So I came to know what exactly our approach should be. So what I figured out is you have to be very crisp. Your sentences should be very clear. You have to basically frame short sentences without any grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes, and you have to be very clear with your thoughts, and you have to cover it multidimensionally. Like if any topics come, like on financial inclusion, you should link it to socially, economically, it is background, gender wise, how it is going to be helpful for the women. So you have to be multifaceted in these kind of questions. And also, sir, if I talk about ESI, like you mentioned that I secured highest marks. So what I did is, there is a misconception in people that we will go to the exams and we will write directly in the exam, but this won't work out in IBPS exams. You have to have something in your mind, like what structure you are going to follow, and what things you have to going to mention in the questions. So what I did is, me and Rohit, that I mentioned that he got AI2, we basically make a database of questions from the IO Indian Forest Services and GS paper 3 of UPSC that were relevant to the NABARD exams. And apart from that, sir has basically given us a PDF for descriptive questions, and 3 questions directly came from that PDF. And what I did, I also make further descriptive material that I was going to use in the exam. So I made some ready-made notes, like advantage and disadvantage of the different aspects, like MSP. I remember I have basically quoted Shanta Kumar committee report in the MSP question, and in the cross-breeding question also I basically mentioned the government schemes that government is basically right now doing, like artificial insemination. So these were different things that basically helped me to yield higher marks as compared to other competitors in the exam. So this was my strategy, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So second thing, most of the students ask about the schemes.
Yes, sir.
That they should directly study from the Government of India website, ministry and relevant ministry website. So how did you prepare for specifically these government schemes?
Sir, in my 2020 attempt, I basically referred to Vision IS scheme, and it was quite bulky, first of all, and moreover it was not relevant to the regulatory body exams, because the demand of regulatory body exams is quite different. Like earlier they were asking so direct question that this schemes come from which ministry, which year, but now the flagship scheme, especially, like they have asked Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana this year. In my previous attempt they asked Pradhan Mantri KVY, that is Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Yes, sir. So they have asked these 2 schemes, and they were so in depth that you have to follow some different strategy for this scheme. And in my 2021 attempt, I was able to get good marks. One prime reason for that is the scheme document that I basically referred was Crack Grade B material. And sir, I found it very holistic because you have basically mentioned all the developments that these schemes have done. Like in MG Narega also, you have started from the year it has basically launched, and from that year to today, whatever developments has been done. Because in the NABARD syllabus, if we see NRLM, MG Narega, Awas Yojana, these schemes were directly being mentioned. So we have to be very go with in-depth knowledge of these schemes. So Crack Grade B was my total source for scheme this year, and it yielded me results. Yes, sir.
Okay. And one more question students usually ask about the newspaper reading,
Yes.
daily newspaper reading. So how did you prepare from the newspaper, or did you read the newspaper, or?
Sir, I feel newspaper is important because not just for preparation, for your expressions. Like whenever you write, when you are a regular reader of any books or even the newspapers, you will be very able to give a very clear things, clear thoughts. Your thoughts will be very clear. You will write very clearly because you get inspired from those writings. You will be doing less mistakes. So newspaper is important. But sir, for current affairs, I would say that for those who are in the drop year also, I would say they should go for direct sources. Because sir, you won't get enough time to prepare for everything. Like in regulatory body exams, what I suggest to people is your preparation should be integrated. Like you can't put all your eggs for NABARD, you can't put all your eggs for RBI. You should do an integrated preparation where you should prepare for RBI, NABARD, SEBI integratedly, and that will basically yield you result because syllabus is quite common in all these exams. So newspaper reading is as per the will, but I would say for descriptive English it will be useful. Yes, sir.
So basically, this in this exam, descriptive exam specifically,
Yes, sir.
600 word limit is there for 15 marks question, and 400 word limit is for 10 marks question. So were you able to manage this word limit in the given time limit? So any strategy you followed?
Sir, actually, I think nobody will be able to write those much words because we have, like, typing is something that need regular practice, and in 1.5 hours you can't write 2000 words. So what I did is I completed all the questions and I wrote relevant things. Like in 600 words question, if you are going with 450 words, but you are covering all the aspects in 450 words, that will fetch you good marks. And that will also work for 400 words question. You can write 250 to 300 words and that will fetch you good marks. Writing excessively is also dangerous because it will basically give a more like space for the examiner to judge you. Like if you are writing in 450 words and you are writing very clearly, you are mentioning the schemes, the government policies, that will fetch you good marks. That's it, sir.
Okay. So when is your joining process?
Sir, my joining is on 17th May.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So hopefully I will be going to NBSC. So I belong to Lucknow. I'm quite lucky that I will be going directly to NBSC from Lucknow. Yes, sir.
And what was your score in phase 1, total score?
Sir, my phase 1 score was, sir, it's not yet out. So I guess what I basically checked through your answer keys and all, I was getting above 75.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will just share the score of Mr. Pranjal once it will be declared.
Sir.
Okay. And special thing now come to interview point.
Yes.
So interview also this year they increased the marks, 50 marks they have increased.
Yes, sir.
So how did you prepare specifically for this interview part, because 50 marks plays a great role in your selection?
Yes, sir. Sir, interview is compared to other regulatory bodies, I would say NABARD interview is quite like, it's not very much scary. You should be very clear with your gap years. You should be very clear with your education qualification, how it is linked to the NABARD working, and you should be very thorough with NABARD annual report, because all the developments you should know, because you are going to organization. You should be very clear that what exactly the role of NABARD is and what things it is basically carrying out at the grassroots level. So I basically followed a simple strategy. I basically dig down deep with the NABARD website annual report, and I was fortunate enough that I have friends who qualified with me reached to this stage. So it was quite easy for us because you used to discuss things. So special mentions to Rohit Singh sir, who got AI2. So we used to basically have a call at 1 hour we used to discuss about NABARD things, because that time we were thinking of preparing RBI also. So we didn't give much time to interview and yield good marks. I'm hoping that when marks will be out, I will be getting good marks.
Okay. So what will be your message or what will be your advice to the future aspirants who are going to appear in 22?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have basically jotted out few points for them. Like what I have basically seen that the trend of these exams has been changing. So you should go for the government source apart from what the crack grade B or any coaching material is giving you. I would say that you should go for a little deeper, because you have to be on edge to with the other aspirants. So for that, what you can do is you can check the advanced estimates directly on the agriculture website, and apart from that, you should visit the government websites like CACP, APIDA, because one direct questions came from APIDA website this year. And annual report is something that you should read throughout your journey, like from starting from phase 2. I would say that sir has given a very good summary of annual report of NABARD, so you should go with that. And apart from that, you should focus on the flagship schemes, because this has basically I observed in RBI also and NABARD also, sir, that they have been asking the flagship schemes like the Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Jan Arogya Yojana. These are basically Awas Yojana, PM Awas Yojana. They have basically asking this flagship scheme regularly. And that's it from my side, sir.
Okay. Wish you good luck for your future journey, Mr. Pranjal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.